Elwyn Roberts is the infrastructure manager of a large warehouse owned by Oxford University Press. The warehouse stores and distributes large quantities of stock all around the world. Elwyn has recently overseen the move of the distribution facility from its old warehouse to a new one a few miles away. Why did you decide to make this move?
Several reasons. Primarily, the bulk stores of the old site had reached the end of their shelf life, and there were health and safety issues which we had to address anyway. Secondly, we had incrementally extended the old warehouse, and it had become a fairly inefficient physical layout. So they were the two main drivers. And the opportunity of this site came along, and we felt that it was appropriate to start from scratch rather than reinvest in the existing building.
How was the move implemented and managed?
As you can imagine, there were lots of people involved, and there were several facets to the project. And we compiled a project program which had 6 streams covering different elements of the project: the construction, the transition, communications, HR issues. There were actually 18 separate projects which we brought together for the delivery of the final distribution centre.
What effect did this change have on the staff?
Obviously it extended their journey to work, so we had to take that into consideration and work with the staff as to come up with solutions. And we introduced car sharing programs on the internet which people could enter into. We looked at all the local transport arrangements and spoke to the local authorities to assure that people could get to and from work.
What difficulties did you come across when executing the changes?
The greatest difficulty was maintaining order fulfilment whilst we were moving the physical stock. We commenced the stock move in September. We actually transferred the operation during the Christmas window, and we had to fulfill orders from the old site right up until Christmas Eve. So we had to ensure we had stock cover there whilst we had moved the predominant part of the stock here. And choosing which stock to have where was extremely difficult to maintain.
Has the move been a success?
It has. Probably the greatest testament that we could make against the project is that customers who we had forewarned that we were moving were asking us when we were moving after we'd completed the move. So it was totally transparent to the customer, which was probably the hardest objective to achieve. All staff came along with us 100%. We didn't lose anybody. And obviously that's a huge advantage in terms of the skill sets, the longevity of people working in the distribution centre. We really wanted to keep our existing staff, so we didn't have to introduce training programs.
And have there been any benefits for the staff?
As I said, the original layout had become inefficient, and we had a blank canvas to work with on this site. So the layout is much more efficient. We removed the bottlenecks from the old distribution centre, and it enabled us to introduce different shift patterns. We had to work night shift at the old site. We no longer work night shift. We work between 6 in the morning and 10 at night now.